If you've been watching or reading One Piece for any length of time, you've probably noticed that almost every character who matters, every character who shapes the story in a meaningful way, carries the weight of someone who's gone. A parent, a mentor, a figure who left too soon. They're the reason these characters exist the way they do. Today I'm going to walk you through how Oda engineered One Piece to run on legacy instead of survival, and how he turned absent parents into the most present force in the entire story. Let's start with the most obvious example, Nico Robin. Her entire existence is defined by what happened to Ohara. Her mother, Nico Olvia, was an archaeologist who dedicated her life to uncovering forbidden history. She knew the risks. She knew the world government would come for her. And when they did, she made a choice. She chose knowledge over safety. And Robin inherited that burden. But here's what's brilliant about how Oda handles it. Robin didn't just inherit trauma, she inherited purpose. The scholars of Ohara threw their books into the lake to preserve them. Saul told Robin to find her friends someday. Her mother smiled at her one last time before the island burned. All of it was intentional. All of it was designed to pass something forward. Robin's life became the continuation of a mission that started long before she was born, and that's the pattern Oda uses over and over again. He doesn't kill parents to make characters sad. He kills them to make characters inherit something, a dream, a responsibility, a reason to keep moving when everything else says stop. Take Nami. Belmere wasn't her biological mother, but she was the person who chose her, who took her in, who taught her what family meant. And when Arlong's crew came, Belmere could have walked away. She could have claimed she had no connection to those kids, but she didn't. She paid with her life to claim them as her daughters. And what did Nami inherit from that? Not just grief, not just anger. She inherited the idea that family is something you choose. Then there's Sanji. His backstory is brutal. His mother, Sora, literally poisoned herself to try and save her children from becoming emotionless weapons. She failed with most of them, but with Sanji it worked. And even though she died when he was young, even though he barely got to know her, her choice shaped everything about who he became. Sanji's kindness isn't random, it's inherited. His refusal to let people starve, his respect for women, his belief that food is love, all of it traces back to a mother who chose humanity over power. Oda could have made Sanji's strength come from his modifications. He could have made him a genetic success story, but instead he made Sanji's strength come from his mother's failure, from her sacrifice, from the humanity she protected inside him. That's not an accident. That's intentional design. And it keeps going. Usopp's entire arc is built on living up to his father's reputation, even though Yasopp left when he was a kid. Brook spent 50 years alone on a ship, keeping a promise to a crew that's been dead for decades. Frankie builds ships to honour Tom, the man who saved him and taught him what it means to create something meaningful. Chopper became a doctor because Hiruluk showed him that even a failed miracle matters. Zoro literally inherited Queen's dream after she passed away. Every single one of these characters is driven by someone who's gone. And that's the secret. Oda doesn't write stories about people surviving loss. He writes stories about people becoming the continuation of what was lost. And if you look at Luffy, this pattern becomes even more central to the story, because Luffy's entire journey is powered by people who shaped him and then left. Shanks gave him the hat. Ace didn't die to make Luffy sad. He died to make Luffy grow. Ace's death activated something in Luffy that had been dormant, the understanding that being strong isn't enough, that recklessness has consequences, that the people you love can be taken from you if you're not ready. Now let's zoom out for a second, because this isn't just about individual backstories. This is about how Oda structures the entire world of One Piece. The Void Century, the Will of D, the Ancient Kingdom, Laugh Tale, all of it is built on the idea that history doesn't die when people do, that the past isn't something you escape. It's something you inherit. The entire plot of One Piece revolves around uncovering what the previous generation tried to preserve. Roger didn't find the One Piece and take it. He left it there, he passed it forward, he turned his death into a catalyst. He made his execution the starting gun for a new era. So if you've ever wondered why One Piece resonates the way it does, why it feels heavier and more meaningful than most adventure stories, this is a huge part of it. Oda turned absence into presence and made death the most powerful motivator in his entire world. Speaking of absence, if you want to see how Doflamingo used absence itself as a weapon, you can watch this video right here.